Hello class, I'm going to go over the basics of how to draw in two-point perspective. Okay, so I'm just going to go over basic things, obviously go well beyond that. So I'm going to make a basic building. First thing I'm going to do is draw the vertical line that goes up and down here, okay? Now I got my two vanishing points here and here, so it's pretty basic. Just keep in mind the right side of the building is going to go to the right point, okay? And then the left side of the building always goes to the left point. Then I take my T-square, I line it up here, and I draw that vertical line. Okay, so I just kind of drew one in kind of lightly to begin with. So here we go, and we're drawing that back to those vanishing points. So once again, left side, left point, right side, right point. Now I'm going to draw a building slightly behind this one. So since it's slightly behind, it's going to be a little further up on the horizon line. So I'm going to start the front edge of that building right here, up, not below here. I'm going to start the front edge of the building. I'm going to put a vertical line here. It's going to be a little taller building. And once again, the right side of the building goes to the vanishing point. Now I'm going to stop about here, okay? And down here, this is going to go to the vanishing point. And this kind of looks like an alley. It looks like there's a little space right here, okay? Now this part, I'm going to draw this straight down like so. Now if you could see through here, you would see the building right through there like that. Okay, so picture that, you can see through the building right there, okay? Now I'm going to draw the left side of the building. We're going to make this building just a little longer. Now, they're going to look a little bit exaggeratedly, like this one gets small pretty quick. And that's because our vanishing points are pretty close to the sides of the page. They're right here. In reality, in a real picture, they'd be much further away. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to keep them close. That way you can see what I'm doing. So I've got one building sort of slightly behind the other building. Okay? Next thing, if I got a building below my eye level, if this is my eye level, okay, and I got a building down here, I'll be able to see the top of that building. So I'm going to draw just the building here. Here's the one side. Okay, right side goes to the right point. Then I'm going to draw the back edge of that building right here. Okay, left side goes to the left point. Here we go. And now I'm going to add this other side here. This is the left side of the building. Now the top of that building, this line and this line are going to be parallel. So they're both going to this point. So here we go. I'm going to draw this line to that point. And then the other line is going to go to the opposite point. Since this line's going to my left point, this part of the building's parallel. These are both going to go to the left point. There we go. Okay, once again. So I've got a building now that's below my eye level. I can see the top of it, okay? A couple more things we're gonna add here. Let's see, I got a list. So I've got buildings, the top of buildings, windows and doors. Okay, let's say this was a building like in a large city where it's covered with windows, okay? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a little mark. Just gonna zoom in here real quick. I'm just gonna put a little mark like right here. Boom, 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 boom. I just kind of eyeballed it. Now every one of these lines here are going to be going back to that vanishing point. Okay? So every line here, it's going to go to this point. Now what I like to do is just kind of keep it here and just slide this down. And another line there, and another line here. Oops, got off a little bit. Another line right there. Now notice this one, since it's right at eye level, it's going kind of straight across. And then these lines are going to start to go up a little bit. Okay? Now, just like on a railroad track, this one got a little crooked. Just like on a railroad track, you got your railroad ties there and get closer and closer. Well, if I've got windows going down this way, okay, what's going to happen is that space from here to here is going to get just a little narrower. So now it's going to be a little closer, little closer, little closer. The space gets a little bit closer each time. Now I'll take my T-square. I'll line it up with the bottom of the page here, and I'm going to just draw those lines going down, like so. Boom. So you get the idea. Now the windows look like they're getting a little smaller, a little narrower as they go down the side of the building because they're getting a little bit further away. Got that? So there's my building with the windows. Next, if you've got any doors or windows on a building, okay, just super simple. If I got a door on a building, okay, the top of that door is going to go to the right point, which is over this way, because the door's on the right side. If I've got a sign or a large window or something on this building, it's on the left side, it's gonna go to the left point. So the top of the window and the bottom of the window. And the sides of the window, I take my T-square, I'm gonna put that there and put that there. So now I've got a window that's on the side of the building. Left side, left point, okay? Next, we've got a gabled roof. You know, a gabled roof is a building that's got a peak on the roof, okay? So what I'm gonna do is draw that right now. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. I don't need this anymore just because I'm gonna get rid of that. The peak's gonna be in the way. Now, if you've got a peak on a building, the triangle, the gable part, is right in the center here. So I'm gonna draw a line straight up on this side. Now, if you really wanna locate the exact center, you can do a line from corner to corner, and where they match, that's the exact center. So if I draw a line straight up from that, now I'm just going freehand, you'd use a ruler, but I'm just doing it to speed things up. So right there, I pick this point, then I connect this, and I'll take my ruler or something straight here, and I'll connect this right here. So this is the gable. The gable is the triangular part of a building. Now I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna erase this, get rid of those lines, and that X. I don't need those X's. Now mine's not that neat, but I'm just demonstrating. So here we go. There's the gable. Now, the top of that roof, this peak of the roof, the top edge of the roof is gonna be parallel with this line. And since that's going to the right point, so will the top edge go to the right point. So here we go, back to the right point, top edge of the building. Now, to do this, I'm gonna make sure that this line is parallel with this line. So what you could do is just take this, slide it over until I get to here, and then I'm gonna draw a line right there, okay? So there's the peak of my building. Got that? Okay, so I've just added a building with a gabled roof. Now that gabled roof is really skinny. All right, I just grabbed this little prop here. This is a building that has a gabled roof. Well, this gabled roof has a little bit of an overhang here and then here, and most buildings do. Okay, that's to keep the rain from running down the side of the building. So what I'm gonna do is draw that overhang that'd be on the building. So that would be just like this right here. I'm gonna draw this overhang, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this line right here and extend it further out. So I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna extend it on the end here and on this end, just a little bit. And I'm gonna extend this line out on the end right here and right here. Now this line you can't see, but it's in back of the building. So that line will be coming out from that same point right from here. Okay? Now, to draw that edge, okay? You don't have to use this. I'm just using it because I have available. But to draw that edge now, I'm gonna take this line and just slide this out so it's parallel, and I'm gonna draw a line right here till it meets this point, and then I'm gonna go parallel to here and bring that out to there. Now I got an overhang that's hanging off my building. So zoom in here. I'm gonna erase this line right here, okay? And I'm gonna extend the back edge out just a tad over here. Now, right now I got an overhang that extends, it extends on the end here, but I also want it to extend here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bring this line down a little bit, down there, and bring this line down a little bit, and then I go this back to that same point, okay? And I'm gonna erase all these extra lines in here because I got a lot of lines over the top of each other. By the way, when you do this, draw lightly, that way you can erase your lines more quickly. And then technically this should probably come down a little further too, so I'm gonna bring that down just a little further, sort of like this. I'm just doing it by hand to speed things up, okay? Now, most overhangs have a faceboard here. In other words, it's a little bit thick, okay? So all I'm gonna do there is just draw a double line right here. So come on in here, I'm gonna draw a double line right there, and a double line right there, and then maybe one along the edge of the gutter here, like that, maybe put a little line there. So there you go. So now I've got this overhang that's a little bit thicker there. Okay, next, chimney. Chimney is just like another building. It's like a small building. So first, I'm going to take my T-square. I'm going to draw the edge of my building going up, okay? Then I'm going to draw the side of, here's the side of my chimney. Here's the other side of my chimney. Now, I don't need this here anymore, so I'm going to erase that part where it's intersecting the roof. Now, the top of the chimney, just like every other building, the right side of the chimney is going to go to the right point. So I go down to this right point. There you go, right like that. And the left side is going to go to the left point. Just like that, okay? Now, the part that's a little tricky is where the chimney meets the roof, okay? Here's a chimney that I have a little sample. You can see this chimney has got an angle right here. So I need to show that angle right there, okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna take, once again, the angle of my roof, slide it over, draw a line right there, okay? Now I'm gonna take the angle of this roof, actually not, I'm gonna go back to this vanishing point and draw a line right there. And there's my chimney, which is cut on an angle. It looks like it slots into the roof, okay? Next, I'm gonna put some bricks on that chimney. So it's pretty simple. All of the lines that are going back to this point right here, they're all going back to the vanishing point. I'm just gonna do this, there, boom. I'm doing them obviously pretty fast, pretty sloppy. And then all the lines on this side are going to the left point because they're on the left side of the chimney. And I'll just do them by hand real quick. They're all kind of going like this. Now eventually they're gonna get kind of cut off right there. Now how do I draw that chimney? Just kind of draw a line in the middle right here. There, there, skip every other one. And then maybe on this side I put one here and there and there and then one over there. So every other one, and you get this look like it's made of bricks. Got that? So that's my chimney, okay? Next thing I wanna show you is, let's see, roadside and walk. So if I've got a road, let's go back out here. And I want to make a road in front of the building here. I'm going to go from this vanishing point on the left. Here's the road there, and the road's getting narrower the further away it goes. So right here, it's going to continue behind this building. There's my long road, getting narrower towards that. And I'm going to have a road intersecting the other way, getting narrower towards my left point. Okay, now where those roads intersect, right there, that's my intersection. So I'm just gonna erase these lines. There's my little intersection of the roads, okay? Next, I'm gonna put a sidewalk in. I don't have a lot of room here, so I'll make a small sidewalk. So I'm gonna put a little curb right here, just a little line going straight up, okay? And then I'm gonna draw the front edge of the curb going back to that point. So I got a thin little line like that. Can you see that? Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. A thin little line going back to that point. You got the idea? Okay. Then I'm going to do the lines in the sidewalk. So here is, sidewalk's just like the road. It's just skinnier. And then I'm going to draw those lines on the sidewalk. So now this is the part that's a little bit tricky. Every single line on the sidewalk, like right here, all these lines go to this point. So I keep my ruler here, and I'm going to move my ruler like this while keeping on this point right here. And I'm going to just rotate my ruler up. So I'm going to put a line here, move it up a little bit, put another line in, put it up a little bit, another line in, up a little bit. Now, just like the railroad tracks, they're going to get a little closer together each time you go up. Okay? So you can see how I did that. All these lines are going towards the opposite point. Okay, next. Let's see. Got the road, got the sidewalk. Let's put street lamps in. Let's just say right here on the corner I got a street lamp. I'll stick it on the sidewalk. So I've got I got a post here. Let's get rid of the door since it's going to be kind of in the way. So I got a post. Here's my post. I will use a ruler. Then I'm going to draw like a cylinder here. Here's the post. The bottom has a little cap. Let's say like this. and maybe a little oval around here, like a foot on the post, okay? Now, I'm just gonna put a round globe up here. So I go with some kind of a globe-like post. Looks like that, okay? Now, if I've got another post, let's say going down the road, all right? And let's say most streets have, you know, like a post, let's say every 75 feet, they got another post. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna draw a line, just a guideline at the top of this post, like this, just a guideline. Eventually I'll erase that. And a guideline at the bottom of the post. So my next post, let's say I decide to put the next post right here. The bottom of that post is gonna be at the bottom of that guideline. Now, since this post is further away, it's gonna be a little skinnier than that post. Since the globe is further away, this globe's gonna be a little bit smaller. This thing's gonna be a little smaller. Now, my next post, whatever distance this is gonna be a shorter distance. So the gap between here and here is gonna be smaller. The globe will be littler, the little foot will be littler, and so on. And now if I add another post, this distance is gonna be shorter than this distance. So whatever this is, a little bit closer, the post is skinnier, the globe is smaller, and so on. So you just gotta know when as things get further away, they're gonna diminish in size and thickness, and then this spacing is gonna change, okay? Just like the spacing on those windows changed as I went across this way. Okay, next, street lamp, signs, lettering. Let's say I want to put a sign here on the side of the building in letters. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I want to know how many letters are going to be in this sign. So you need to take any word. Give me any word here. Let's take the word school, okay? So school, S-C-H-O-O-L. School has 6 letters. That means that I need 6 boxes here to put my letters in. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm just gonna try drawing these boxes and really quickly, I'm just gonna guess. So I know that this is kind of the middle. I'm gonna go to the middle and I'm gonna divide this up into 3 here, and then I'll divide that up and divide that up. So I've got 6 boxes going across here, and they're relatively getting a little bit smaller, okay? Now the word school, every time you make a box, you can actually fit a letter in, and I'll just kind of draw that up here. So let's say I have a square, and I want to put an S in there, or let's just make something easy. I want to put an L in there. You can just fit your L in the box like that. Let's say you want an E, add that, add this, okay, and just get rid of that line, and I got an E added, okay? Let's say that in that box, I don't want to go with a square letter. Your square letters like E, F, H, I, letters that are pretty square. I'm going to put a box here this time, and I'm going to put a round letter. So there's my box. I'm going to put a mark there, 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 there. And what I'm going to do is just kind of round this here and round the top of that. And now I got my O. Let's say you want to make it a C. Just erase this part right here. Let's say you want to make it a G. Add a little thing here. Okay? Next, those are my round letters, like O, Q, U, B, things like that. Okay? Next, I'm going to go with diagonal letters. A diagonal would be like an A, a V, a W, and so on. So I'm going to go with a V, and I'll go with the A. So let's say I have an A. I'm going to put a line right there. I'm going to overlap this line, and I'm going to put one straight across. So my A now fits in the box. Okay, so let's do that again. So I'm going to go with school. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of freehand it here. I'm going to leave a little gap in between these so the letters don't bump into each other. So I'm going to leave just a little gap in between those. And I'm going to do my S right here. My C is going to fit right there. My H will be right here. O. O. L. Okay, so I fit that in it. It gets smaller as it goes this way. And I can go a lot more in depth about lettering, kerning, things like that, but I'm going to skip that for right now. Okay, balconies, decks, stairs. So I want to make a balcony, something that's sticking out of the building. This is tricky now. Let's say my balcony is right here. So let's say that if I had my balcony and I ripped the balcony off, it would leave a rectangular mark like that. So I'm going to draw the sides of the balcony sticking out. So I go from this point, this furthest point right here. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to make this little line coming out like this. That's the side of my balcony sticking out. And I'm going to make one coming out here. Now it gets a little confusing because this is almost in line with the same line right here. See that? That is almost in line with the line that's already here. Now I'm going to go straight up and connect this. That's the side of my balcony. Now the bottom of my balcony is going to be here, like so. Okay? And then the side here comes out, and the side here comes out. So basically I do the balcony like this. So I'm going to connect this. I know this is fast, but it looks like a box that's sticking out of the building. Let's say I could get rid of that line. And let's say I put a little railing on that box. It looks something like this. And I got this little balcony that's sticking out. Okay? Let's do it one more time. Let's say I had a balcony more like a deck. Let's say that balcony is right here. Now, I'm going to first draw those 4 poles sticking out. So here's a pole sticking out. It goes back to this point. Okay, there's a pole sticking out, pole sticking out, pole sticking out. Here's the side of my box, box. And let's say it's a deck and I can actually see in here. Maybe there's a door inside here or something like that. So here's your door. Door kind of looks like that or whatever. So there's my little box there and I could put things like that. Got that? So that's a balcony. Okay, next, stairs. Stairs are kind of tricky. This is how I usually do stairs. I'll start out as the stairs, they look like a box. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect a box to the side of the building. So once again, here's the box. Here's the sides of my box. I'm coming out from this point over here. Side of my box, side of my box, side of my box. Here's the box, 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 box. Now, I'm going to draw my stairs on the side of there. So step, 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 step. I'm going to make them pretty big so you can see them. Now, I no longer need this. I no longer need this. Okay? Now, I'm going to draw the tops of the stairs. The tops of the stairs are all going to go back to this vanishing point. So what I'm going to do is put a line like this, and one here, and one there, and here, and here, and here, and here. So I got all these lines. Now all I got to do is follow the step. If this is straight up, that's straight up. If this is going back on an angle, it's going back on an angle till it hits that line. Then it goes straight up again, straight up. Then it goes back on an angle, straight up, back on an angle. Now I've got my stairs. Okay? Suppose you want to make the stairs look like they're made of wood. You could put a line right there, get rid of this, and just continue this line underneath. Now it looks like there's a gap underneath the stairs there. Suppose you want to put a railing on the stairs. Put a post right here, put a post right there, put a diagonal line between them, and you can put your little rungs like there. And you can do the same thing on the other side. So there's my stairs, okay? Next is an addition. I want to add something onto my building, okay? So let's do this. Let's add another building just because I'm running out of room here. And I'm going to put a addition on this building. I'll tell you what, let's do this instead. Let's just get rid of this whole thing. So I'm going to get rid of, let's get rid of the balcony right now. And here was my building. And I'm going to draw a huge addition. This is like where the addition was attached to the building. Now I'm going to draw those poles coming out from the side again. Pole, 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 pole. And I connect this, and it looks like a big box protruding out of the side of my building. I'm going to get rid of these lines that I wouldn't be able to see because the box is blocking those lines. Okay? Now, suppose I want to put a lean-to style roof. A lean-to style roof is a roof that angles. I'm going to draw a line up here, angle that. This goes back to my opposite point. This is at the same angle, like this. So now I got a roof that's on an angle. Okay? If I wanted to put a door here, I could put a door here, a window. Let's say I want to make an awning. I'll put some lines here like this. I'll give it a little fringe here like this. And then maybe I'll make this into a pole. Now there's an awning. Now since it's an awning, I can still see my building that's back here behind that awning. Got that? So that's pretty much it. Your basic buildings, how to do the top of a building here. Windows and doors, you know how to do those. A chimney with a gable and overhangs and a brick chimney. Oh, shingles. If you want to do shingles, I'm just going to do some lines like this. And I'm going to put lines here on my roof. They're all going towards this point. Obviously, I'm going really fast. Now, your lines on your shingles, those are going to be parallel to your roof. So if I go with lines like this, I'm going to go every other shingle, put a line like that, slide it over every other shingle, and so on. And I got, looks like it's a slanted roof with shingles. Okay, obviously I do a better job of that, but I want you to get the main idea. Got that? So that's it for right now.